You obviously know Kung Fu.
What's up, Poison Clan? Defeated here with the Kung Fu Driving Podcast. Guys, I know you know what that's from, right?
Yeah, Shaw Brothers, bro.
Dude.
That's got to be one of the sickest intros, man.
Dude, that is a sick intro.
That's a homage for sure.
For sure. Guys, Poison Clan, so listen, no better way to start the new year than with the guys from Martial Club, Andy Lee and Brian Lee, stunt people, actors, ambassadors to the warrior spirit, because above all, they are martial artists. Guys from the Martial Club, thank you so much for hopping on.
Dude, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us,
and,
bro.
Thank you for doing what you do, keeping it alive. You know, we're all on the same path together. So doing this podcast for us is we're in alignment right here.
Yeah, alignment, true alignment for reals.
That's awesome. Now, guys, you listen. By the way, take a look at their gear. They're rocking some of the Kung Fu.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you for the gift, the gifts, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And he also hooked us up with some coffee, you know, because you know us, man, we're big on caffeine. So you know, if 5 Deadly Venoms coffee, you know, whatever venom you're feeling like that day,
pop that in now.
Yeah, man. The Poison Clan collection. So if you guys want to kick it like the Martial Club does, head on over to Brew Dragon Coffee and pick up some of the Poison Clan collection of coffee. But guys, we're not here to talk about the coffee. You guys, it would be a huge understatement to say that you guys have done some amazing things. This will be the first time that I'm having on contributors to a motion picture that won Best Picture for the Academy Awards. Have you guys even come down from that cloud?
Oh, dude, first off, thank you, bro. It's an honor, and we're happy to be here. Honestly, we're still processing everything that's going on, you know. I feel like it's, I mean, as cliche as it sounds, you know, we always hear artists saying it's about the journey that matters, you know. And then I think in the beginning, a lot of our mindsets coming in as artists were always like, oh, so what's the end goal? What can we do where we can be happy in the end? But then as we're going down this warrior spirit road, we soon realize it is about the journey that matters, you know?
Yeah, I think it's about just being in the present moment. You know, that's why we fell in love with martial arts and with training to begin with. Because when you're throwing a punch or a kick, the only thing that matters in this moment is this punch or this kick. And so, especially when the camera is on you, definitely this punch or this kick is going to count, you know? I think that's why just progressing from the art of martial arts into martial arts film, it became like a natural progression for us, especially since we grew up on it. And yeah, we're just in the present moment and just enjoying it. Because yeah, like thinking about the end goal, obviously it's great to have a goal, and but the only thing that exists here and now is the present moment. So that's the martial arts philosophy for you. It transcends into everyday life.
That's
so
awesome.
To answer your question, coming down from that cloud though, yeah, we're still processing it. It's we're eternally grateful to, you know, have done these like motion pictures, and yeah, just grateful for every moment.
Now, that's cool. And the last time that we spoke, Andy, you talked about moving on from some of the stuff that you were doing. At the time, it was Shang-Chi and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Again, guys, you did an amazing job with that. I really got to commend you. What a fantastic. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But when we were talking there, you were talking about moving on from that stuff to do some passion projects. And you mentioned that the passion project was going to be, and I quote, martial arts AF. Is that what we are talking about here?
Damn, I've definitely grown from that time. No, that's still in the books right now.
It's still the statement.
The statement is still for sure. After our time in the Hollywood industry, we actually took a good year off. All of us, if you noticed, a lot of us last year were pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Reason being is, as artists, it's important for us to tune back into our inner voices, And so we went back to, we called it the chambers. So we went back to the chambers to train and to meditate and to hear our own voices again, and to continue to cultivate and grow our energies and our creative energies too. And from that birthed the short film called SHAOLIN Avengers, which I think by the time this stream comes out,
that it's already out.
It's already out, hopefully, and if not, it'll be February 24th.
Nice.
That film for us was birthed like from a very genuine place. It was written in like 30 minutes. That's how it's like, because it would just
wow,
it just vomit out.
Yeah,
it's tuning in. It's tuning in.
And we shot that film, and on top of that, following that, we have a script for a feature, which is the passion project that we've always been wanting to do. Actually, it's a script that's like it's been cultivated in like a form like over the years. Like we've always had ideas for different stories, and it became like 4 different movies throughout like the last 7-8 years. So I guess you can say the SHAOLIN Avengers, if we push it to become a feature film, it'll be like a our journal through our journey of the martial arts. And
it's like our love letter to a martial arts action cinema, to martial arts, period.
It's funny that you say that, because I feel like everything you do is a love letter to the films that were, that were so formative for a lot of us. I grew up on that stuff, right?
Dude, actually, appreciate that. Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that. Like for each short film that it's a journal. As artists, we usually go through different phases in our lives, right? And depending on what we're inspired by in the moment or what we're learning in the moment, then we just express that through art form, which is for us, it's filmmaking, right? So for this short film, let's say for like Ip Man, like one of our short films, we were heavily inspired by the film. We were in a very in a very traditional mode, very very upright, scholarly, a Wing Chun face. So we would express that, and same goes for every other short film we do. Whatever we feel genuinely inspired by, we just need to tune in to really hear our voices, and then we just express that.
Now, the voices that you call on to inspire you, and I know again we talked about this a little bit. Jackie, Yoonbyu, Samo, you guys are the new iteration of these guys that went before you, the shoulders of the giants upon whom you stand. But what is it like to know that you are continuing that legacy and bringing that language of motion to a whole new generation?
Oh, dude, thank you, bro. That's a huge compliment, honestly. We process that.
It means a lot to hear it coming from you, especially from a kung fu film fan. You recognize like the essence, and that it's something we're trying to carry. It's an honest like expression of ourselves, because these are the films that inspired us. And growing up, like we all have like an inner like child within us that look up to heroes on the screen. For us, it was kung fu heroes. For others, it could be like Marvel superheroes and comic books. For us, it was the kung fu movies and like the manhwa comic books, and the ATV TVBs that were like stashed at the bottom of the crates of the mom and pop shops. This was at a time when martial arts movies like weren't cool, and
dying out, actually.
Dying out. And coming from where we came from, they were preserved in like mom and pop VHS stores, and so our parents fed out those to us, and those Wang Fei Hongs, the Chen Zhens, the Hua Yanjias, all became our heroes. And and so for us to play those characters, I don't know, like throughout the journey of our YouTube channel, actually, if you've watched our shorts, we've done a Wang Fei Hong, we've done a Yip Man, we've done a Chen Zhen, and it's for us to channel that hero for us, that hero within us, and to listen into like your inner child. Like I think a lot nowadays, as we grow up to be adults, many of us, because with the stimulation of the world and how fast paced the world is moving and social standards, it's very easy to lose touch with that inner, that child within you. And we we do our best to preserve that and pay homage. And obviously, any other inspirations that come our way, we just channel it and regurgitate, and it's just honest expression.
Yeah. And we're just grateful to express life is good, dude. Life is good. Dude.
Yeah. Now, talk to me a little bit about Shaolin Avengers. By the time that this recording comes out, it should be out, and we do have a trailer that we can show when you guys are ready to do that. But I've seen it. You guys do an amazing job with it. Seriously, you guys do an amazing job. It feels like we're back in that era where, you know, we got that kung fu school action. We got the excellent dynamic motion that you guys put on screen. What was the impetus? You know, you said like this came to you and you just had to get it out on screen. But what was it that made you jump at the chance to get the guys together and put this all on screen?
Right. So we went into a training camp like of our own. Like we all went into we barely did
our own chambers.
We all trained in our own chambers. The script was birthed with me. Well, the idea, the concept. Usually how it works within our group is I'll have like a concept and I'll have scenes and I'll have very strong energies. Like it's like I want a kung fu school that's dying. How about being stomped out by an MMA gym? And you know,
push it over the edge.
And then the sentiment came from the fact, if you watch the parallels, right? The film, if you watch the film, it's about a kung fu school, the very last surviving lineage of a kung fu school that's dying. This represents the dying art of kung fu cinema and the rise of MMA, UFC. Yeah, and the style of action now with the John Wicks and the ground and pound fighting, overcoming, and then there's an essence to the kung fu, that the spiritual essence that's beyond the punches and the kicks that the kung fu films preserve, like the very same essence and the spiritual essence that inspired us as kids is something that we wanted to preserve. And so it was a parallel to the dying art of the golden age of kung fu films, and it's our statement in bringing it back. And so the sentiment started with me, and then I brought it to the brothers. The brothers all agreed. And how it usually works is Brian here takes all the moments and puts it on steroids. Like, so Brian is the type, like amongst all of us, Brian's the wild one. He's the one that's like, he's the first to break the rules, you know, and Daniel is the one that holds down the rules. So if you notice, each of us play different characters. And each of us, and it's very reflected in how the script came together. So Daniel's the one that puts it in script form. He writes the lines and makes it palatable for an audience, because me and Brian, I would say we're
like in La La Land. No, when I say La La Land, it's kind of like how our brains work. It's very
we're energetic.
Yeah, it's very energetic, and we go by feeling. You know, it's very instinctive, and it's more so intuitive how we think about like these things. You know, how we bring it onto screen. And Dima's the one where he can translate that to make it palatable, essentially. Right. Yeah.
But that film, Shaolin Avengers, is a sentiment, and it's been a mission statement from Martial Club. You know, to preserve the virtues and ethics, the spirit, the martial spirit, the warrior spirit, beyond the punches and the kicks. And and that's our love letter, and that's in concept form. And the next step is to push this into a feature film.
Nice. Now, the point that you brought up there about the death of martial arts cinema, kind of depressing. Do you really think that the martial arts cinema, that particular presentation of it, is on its way out? Because with films like Shang-Chi and Everything Everywhere All at Once, you guys showed that it's not dead. It's there, and there is a fan base for it. It may have evolved into the John Wicks and Jason Bournes of today, but the essence of it, the spirit of it, the core of what made that so incredible to us as fans, it's still there. It just requires somebody like Martial Club to bring it out and put it up front and center.
Dude, I appreciate that, man. Yeah,
I think there's things come in waves, and every time it does, it evolves.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's say if Kung Fu dies out and then like the ground and pound, the MMA, the John Wicks, the jujitsu evolves, and then I think the trend will start circling back around. And what's funny is our and then when it circles back around, it evolves even more, and it becomes a culmination of all the arts together. What's funny is Daniel, our big brother, our Dicey Hing.
Oh, he's prophet, bro.
He did this like when we first started as a group. He's like, yeah, like he's like
He basically explained the trajectory of how filmmaking, especially in terms of action, would be going, how the trajectory would be going, and where we stood at the time, and what we need to do to be in the forefront when the time is right. You know, he actually explained all this. I don't remember most of the details. It was a long time ago, like 15 years ago, 15 years ago, he spoke about this.
Wow.
And he knew that like there was gonna recycle, like kung fu films are gonna be is gonna make its comeback. And I think we're entering that era right now, starting with Shang-Chi. I think with Shang-Chi or Everything Everywhere All at Once, when those films came around, I think was when it started to come back around. And I think we're in that era right now.
Yeah, the Everything Everywhere All at Once was such a refreshing look at it, just because I was not expecting all of that martial arts to be there. And He Kwan, I knew he was a martial artist, but man, that dude is legit.
He's legit. Dude. He works really hard. Actually, when we came on to, you know, for the choreography and for the action, our big brother DY, he's the one that kind of like helped Key the most in terms of like teaching him how to use the chain whip with the fanny pack and everything.
Wow, yeah.
And Key's wife would be, you know, she would jokingly complain like, "Oh, he's breaking everything in the house," like, but that just shows how like committed he is to the role. You know, he would take home the line that we give him, and then his wife is saying, Echo, her name is Echo. She's saying like, "Oh, he's breaking all the lamps in the house. He won't stop practicing," and it just goes to show like how much dedication someone puts into the role. It's inspiring for real. Yeah. Like he is legit, bro. Yeah.
And he's such a great human being too.
Yeah, very genuine human being.
Very hardworking, cool. And like 98% of the stunts, like all the fighting was all him.
Yeah, for real.
That's amazing. And then of course Michelle Yeoh as well. I know you guys idolized her, and you know you worked with her twice now. And if for anybody who saw the Oscar broadcast, I know she called you guys out directly, which was pretty damn cool from stage. What was it like being in her presence and then just soaking all that up and then exchanging that energy with her?
We're still starstruck today.
Yeah, still starstruck and still processing it. It definitely a moment to be remembered for us personally was when we're doing the end fight with her. Right? Oh, okay. First, let me start from the beginning. When she first stepped into the rehearsal room, both of us froze up. We're like, you know, like. Yeah, but then eventually, I think she caught on that we were just huge fans, and we just appreciated being able to work with her, you know. And then I think a moment that really like stamped it for us was when on the day of the shooting, both of us are like standing like 180 from her, you know, in the same in a two-shot frame, and both of us are in our stances, like the things that we're inspired by from her, facing across from her, and then we're like, yo, this is a 180.
She's
moment.
the queen of kung fu cinema. Yeah, it's and I remember that day too. It was like not all of us, like the whole team was needed, but like that day that me and Brian were like fighting her on camera, all our homies, like all our brothers, like our martial brothers from day one came out, like that we were training with, like DY, D-Ma, all of them came out to support. It was really and then I just just took in that moment.
Yeah, and we just felt so grateful in that moment, and even till now, like it's still something to process, you know.
Yeah, even when we watched it now. We're like, damn, like we got like we're so grateful.
It happened. You know, that's wild.
Yeah. That's cool.
Thanks,
you know,
man.
speaking of legit too, going back to SHAOLIN Avengers, DY Sal, bro, that guy is sick.
He's something else for reals.
I say this, and I don't know how many times I'll say this for him to actually believe me, but like the Donnies and the Jackies and the Jet Lees, like he's up there. Like he's like in my top 4, top 5. And he's like with DY, we met him, like I met him when I was a kid. I went into my wushu school. I didn't last that long. I was a fat kid. I wasn't that talented, and DY was the star student.
Wow.
I didn't last that long. I phased out after like a few months, and DY became a champion. And then we crossed paths later at a gym in Costa Mesa, and
like 20 years later,
yeah,
I think.
20 years later,
like a long time
Wow.
ago.
yeah. And then it's like for me, like I was at the bottom of the class, and he was the star student. I looked up to him a lot, and then like coming back and then getting to work with him, like and sharing the screen with him, for me is still like it's still surreal for me, you know. And I tell him that, and I don't know if he'll believe me, but I tell him that like all the time. I'm like, dude, this guy's my hero, bro.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, let's do the trailer really quickly. And is that cool with you guys?
Yeah, totally. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So this is the trailer for Shaolin Avengers. So let's take a look.
Yeah, let's do it.
If you win, we'll shut down our school and never teach Kung Fu again. Yeah! Wait, what? The true spirit of a martial arts fighter. Wolfang MMA is gonna crush that spirit. Kung Fu forever.
Guys, that is awesome.
We haven't watched that trailer in a minute, so
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
Look, you're moved. You're moved.
Yeah,
No.
even yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes when you're we're editing our own stuff a lot, so usually we would get like pretty sick and tired of watching it, because like
Sure.
you gotta imagine we're editing like the clips.
Like we see it so many times.
We're
We're like,
doing the
okay.
sound design,
yeah.
and then like we're working with the colorists and the composers to to put it together. So we're sick of watching the footage, but then we cut the trailer together. So for a while I was pretty sick of watching it, but then looking at it after a while, it's like
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah, it's like you have to be away from it to appreciate your
Of
own work
course.
almost, you know? Like
Of
we don't
course.
know what we don't know what we're looking at anymore when
you're so in it.
when you're in the fire.
You're so in it.
yeah, when you're so in it, you don't know it, you know? But damn. Oof.
Exactly. You know, the
Thanks, man.
immediate takeaway from that is it's just all of that raw martial arts energy, touches of anime, Gordon Liu in the background. Guys, I mean, it's so cool to just see that there's still an appetite out there for that kind of filmmaking. And so, I mean, Shaolin Avengers, it's such a callback to so many of those memories. Where does the project stand for you guys? I mean, how you've got people that have already seen it. What has the reception been like to what you guys put on screen?
So we did a family in-house like screening, but like when I say family, we still rented out a whole cinema, and like everyone who supported us from day one, anyone we like crossed paths with, we invited. We had like 200 seats. We didn't think anyone would show up, but we filled the whole. It was all friends and family, and a lot, because this was shot out of passion. there was no real incentive to make this film to begin with. It was just because we wanted to. It was
we just did this because we wanted to, essentially.
so we put in our own money. We brought on a crew that we all had to wear multiple hats. So we had many supporters a lot of our friends and family who came out and just
grinded out with us.
Grinded it out with us. You'd be on camera 1 second, you'd be having to move the mats the next,
and you'd be spraying sweat on someone the next.
Sweat on someone, and it was very we call this the Marshall Clip style. We're very I guess more
guerrilla and hands-on, raw.
For sure.
Raw.
Yeah, so the ones who from day one, and we're not saying just from this project, but the ones who've been doing it with us from day one, and who's been through the trenches with us. We invited them all, and for them to see it manifest on a big screen, watching it on a big screen does a difference.
Yeah. And aside from just watching on the big screen, just getting to see the reactions of our friends and family who worked on it and who support us and and appreciated it so much, it really touched our hearts, just to have that, yeah.
And we were told a lot that the energy in the room was pretty crazy, and a lot of friends and family. They brought friends and family too, and those who haven't seen us go through the process, were touched by the heart of the film. So I'm glad, and I hope that we can do the same for any of the Kung Fu film fans or anyone out there who watches this film. You don't even have to be a Kung Fu film fan. You could just watch the film, as long as you absorb the essence and the spirit, and hopefully it'll inspire someone to cultivate their warrior spirits.
Yeah. I was gonna point that out. You don't need to be a Kung Fu film fan to enjoy what Shaolin Avengers is. It's fun, it's funny, it's action packed, and there's a message that if you look for it, you're gonna find that message there, right? So now you guys did the whole Hollywood thing, and then you took a step back, and then you jumped back in with Shaolin Avengers. One of the pitfalls to doing something as cool as Shaolin Avengers is it ignites that fire to do more. So what now is kicking around in your heads?
Well, working on the feature film version of Shaolin Avengers essentially is what's in front of us right now, and that's something we're really putting our hearts into.
We've did a few projects throughout the last year and a half, and that some haven't come out yet, and we're kind of divide and conquer too. Actually, some of us are split. Actually developing stuff in the industry side, and some of us are split cultivating this project. So so we're all kind of split and dividing and conquering, but as for the main project right now, it's the Shaolin Avengers film, feature film, and that's what's in front of us, and we're just grateful to do it. And have a
believe me, we're grateful that you guys are doing it again, so that we have something to sink our teeth into. I'm going to let you guys go in a little bit, but tell the audience where to find you guys, where they can tune in to follow the progress of Shaolin Avengers.
All right, so you can follow us on our YouTube channel, which is Marshall Club. We're posting the teaser, trailer,
everything beyond.
The
film and everything beyond.
All the behind the scenes, perhaps an exclusive clip before the film comes out. Who knows? We're still working on that right now. But just follow our journey and our process. It's on our YouTube channel.
Our YouTube channel kind of serves as like a diary of our journey through not just every film that we make, not just for Shaolin Avengers, but for our whole martial arts journey. Period. And we try to stay updated as much as we can. Sometimes we do get busy, but we do what we can, because a lot of our fans are very, very supportive. We wouldn't be doing what we're doing if it weren't for the support of our fans. So we do our best to keep it updated. And so you'll see on youtube.com/Marshall Club, you'll find the film, you'll find the making of behind the scenes. We'll do a breakdown of the action scenes so you can get into our minds a little bit. We'll give you a bit of insight on how we've created the creative process of this film and what it was like getting through it. And anything beyond that, our whole martial arts journey is we do it on our channel. You can also follow us on Instagram, Martial Club Official. Right, it's Martial Club Official.
I think so.
Yeah, and then Andy Lee _ Martial Club Official.
And then
Brian.
I think it's Brian Lee Official or _ something like that. We'll have the link sent to you. Yeah.
And yeah, so we try to keep up. So we'll keep updated and our martial arts journey beyond Shaolin Avengers and beyond.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
For anybody who is a martial artist, that journey never ends. You just keep going, right? Every ending is a whole new beginning. So I'm looking forward to everything that you guys got going on. I do want to ask, though, do you guys know anything about Shang-Chi 2? Is there anything that you can say?
No, we're honestly we're out of the loop. We're gonna be straight up honest. We've just been in our chambers just working on us.
If there is, and even if there is, we're not allowed to say. So yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
but hey, thank you Jeff for doing what you do.
Thank you, bro.
And you are doing your part in preserving the craft, and we're just very grateful to have been on your show and speak to you and for the fans.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Man, listen, the show doesn't exist without guys like you keeping the spirit alive. So thank you guys. Mutual admiration society here. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Keep making some amazing films. Keep doing the amazing work that you do on screen. Those of us who are fans from way back recognize the effort and the love and the warrior spirit that you put into all of your work. So best of luck to you guys, and keep kicking it, guys.
Yep. Thank you, man.
bro.
Thank you. And thanks again for the gear.
Yeah, bro.
We're going to be rocking this train
For
now.
real.
Hey, yeah, the Kung Fu Drive-In has merch on their merch store, brewdragoncoffee.com for that coffee. Guys, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope it fuels a whole lot more work from you guys. So
100%.
best of luck to the Martial Club. Keep doing it.
Thank you,
bro.
Kung Fu Drive-In, for having us.
Take care, guys.
Later, man. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, dude, thank you.